Hello, my name is Doreen Fulton. Welcome to Pebbles in the Pond, transforming lives one story at a time. I am so happy to be sharing my story with you today. It's entitled, Finally, an IEP for Mom. You might be wondering what an IEP is. It's an individualized educational plan designed for young people with special needs. And it is designed to help them progress and become proficient and productive. Well, feeling like an IEP was not enough for me, I decided to create an individualized empowerment plan. Listen to my story, you'll find out why. Finally, an IEP for Mom. It was July 4th, 1995, and I remember the details like it happened yesterday. I was at our community swimming pool with my oldest son, Greg, and one of his friends, enjoying the sunshine and the laughter of the kids playing in the pool. I realized how lucky I was. I had a lovely home, a loving husband, a wonderful son, great friends, and a good job. I was feeling blessed, and I knew that my life would soon be getting even better. Soon I would be getting a call, and our family would be complete. The call came later that day. I learned that a little girl had been found for us. Her name was Sandra. She was healthy and 5 years old. My excitement built as I learned that we had moved to the top of the adoption list, and I could fly to Latvia in August to meet her. As I prepared to hang up, I heard from the facilitator, "Sandra has a younger brother. His name is Robert. He is 3 years old, and it would be great if we could keep them together." My mouth dropped in disbelief. At that moment, I experienced one of the biggest joys in my life. 2 months later, I brought my 2 youngest children home from Latvia. I had spent a month getting to know them, learning about the life they had lived in the orphanage, and finalizing their adoptions in the Latvian court system. John, my husband, and Greg quickly bonded with Sandra and Robert, and I felt immense joy and gratitude. Our family, our friends, and our neighbors joined us in celebration. Within weeks, their closets and drawers were filled with clothes and toys. Looking back, I remember those days as being some of the best in my life. Flash forward. The year is now 2002, the month November, and we have been struggling with academic challenges for years now. Robert is 11, reading at the first grade level, and our efforts to help him have led us to frustration and anger. When his 4th grade teacher tells us he is actually regressing, we begin looking for a medical explanation. After much testing, we learn that Robert has Klinefelter syndrome, also known as 47XXY. He has an extra X chromosome, and like many on the autism spectrum, he has communication and social difficulties that can be helped with specialized treatment. When it becomes clear that Robert needs more than what is being offered, we withdraw him from public school, and we enroll him in a multitude of special programs designed to help him with his language-based challenges. Going from one private school to another, we hope beyond hope to give him what he needs. Despite our efforts time after time, we are asked to find another school. Teachers in several schools simply do not have the skills or the resources required to help Robert. We attend countless individualized educational plan meetings, and still, Robert struggles daily. We are gradually becoming desperate. We enlist the help of a geneticist, see a neurologist, 2 endocrinologists, a psychiatrist, a social worker. We get special tutoring and reading for Robert, and still our lives continue to spiral downward. We work with Robert's psychiatrist, who experiments with a variety of medications, attempting to regulate his moods and his attention span, while working with the endocrinologist, who begins a testosterone regimen. When he is in 7th grade, we have Robert tested again, and he has not made the progress in reading that we had hoped for. He is only at the 3rd grade level, and despite the intensity of the instruction, he is becoming more frustrated. Although this is disappointing, we are thankful that Robert is enjoying his new environment and hope that once he settles down, his academic progress will improve. Robert started his 8th grade year in a school that had integrated services, and just when we thought that he had stabilized, we got a telephone call. Robert was having a difficult time socially at school. He had to be forcibly restrained by 3 of the staff because he was violently banging his head against the wall. The police were called and took him to the hospital emergency room. Robert spent that night in a psychiatric hospital. My heart broke and I saw my dreams crumble. We worried, we spoke with doctors that we did not know, and prayed for Robert's recovery. When he is released a week later, we return to school and hope to put this incident behind us. In a closed-door meeting, we learned that Robert cannot return as a student. John and I cry. I wonder how Robert will react to this rejection. Where can we go? The director is very kind and is convinced that there are schools out there that can better serve Robert. We pull ourselves together. We put smiles on our faces, and we take Robert home. Months later, I began connecting with other parents, professionals, and staff who were sympathetic, and told them that while I was really happy that Robert was assimilating in his new school, that I felt he needed more integrated services where medical, social, and academic needs could be coordinated. I even wrote to Oprah asking for funding and was convinced that I would have to build a school tailored to teaching Robert. Before I could pursue this dream in full, Robert was again in serious trouble. One night, he took our dog out for an evening walk, and without known provocation, he began shattering windows and lights at the nearby elementary school. He also broke the windows and lights of a car on the street. He found a vacant home and continued to shatter windows. When he got home, he told my husband that he had heard a voice telling him to do so. Truly, my days and nights are beginning to be filled with fright, anger, stress, and confusion. Another school bites the dust. With growing concerns, Robert is given an opportunity to attend yet another school. The county school system is paying for the entire cost, to include transportation back and forth each day. The school is run by a wonderful man. The staff is supportive. The reading teacher has developed a warm rapport with Robert, and they have special gardens tended for by the students that feed the hungry in the community. Each Friday, the entire school focuses on community service, and Robert loves it. We believe this is an ideal situation until one day Robert decides to run off campus. It is hot, nearly 100 degrees, and nobody knows where he is. To make matters worse, before leaving, he throws a picture hanging in the hallway to the ground, and the police are looking for him. I am called once again and I pray. Thankfully, Robert is found, but this time he is taken to jail. When we arrive, he is released, but we are forced to secure legal counsel, go to court, and appeal to the judge. We work with the school staff, gain their support, educate the attorney on 47XXY, and he is then able to convince the judge to drop the criminal charges against Robert. Nonetheless, we are forced to find yet another school for Robert. Finally, an oasis. It is 2008, and Robert is now at a private school about 30 minutes from our home. A few days after his arrival, John and I are invited to a meeting at the school along with Robert's private therapist. Approximately 12 staff members are present. We meet the director, the counselor, the sub-school principal, his teachers, and the vocational and behavioral staff. All have personally read Robert's file and are standing ready to support him. Here and now. Today, Robert is 20. He is surrounded by caring teachers and guides. He has an internship, plans to graduate in June, and he is gaining more independence each day. He got his driver's license on his 19th birthday, and while the road ahead looks bright, the terrain is unknown. As a mom of a young adult with special needs, I know that the job market is bleak for many, yet my job as mom continues with no end in sight. While teachers come and go, I am needed more than ever to assist my son in transitioning from school to work. To keep going, I need stamina, strength, and support. So I enjoy spending time with friends at the Oasis. Looking back, I realize that our lives have been tremendously enriched by a caring community. We have experienced joy, success, pain, and frustration, and grown more resilient as a family. We appreciate and celebrate all strengths, and everyone is a happier person as a result. I have learned that transitions are seldom easy, but when we can face our challenges with those we love and admire, we often find greater meaning and joy in our lives. With the help of my faith, my family, my friends, and my mentors, I developed my own individualized empowerment plan. Finally, an IEP for mom emerged from this experience. I continue to believe in a ray of hope, and I have created an oasis of support for all. I am called to share the wisdom of these wonderful mentors, guides, and connectors who have made a difference in our lives with you. If you know all about individualized educational plans and still struggle to find answers, please visit my website to get your own individualized empowerment plan. Finally, an IEP for you. Thank you. Continue to come back to this website and get the support you need.